what's good guys, it's Austin here, or Luna. So today's story time, in my opinion, is a pretty good one, pretty crazy one. I've been waiting to tell this one for a while. I hope you guys enjoy it. And yeah, let's just jump right into it. So today's story time all starts off in the last year of high school for me, kind of like my other story time I was telling recently. And yeah, my last year of high school, like I said in my other story, is just pretty average, right? Nothing really going on. At this point, I was just kind of doing YouTube videos. YouTube had been popping off for me, so I was focusing on that a lot of the time. But then something happened that almost got me kicked out of school. I hope you enjoy it. Let's jump right into it. So today's story time all starts off as a normal day. I woke up, took a shower, got ready for the day, went on the bus, went to school, got to school, went into my classroom, sat down, and one of my friends came up to me. And let's just call this friend Kyle. Okay, now Kyle was always up to something. He was always scheming something that could probably get him in trouble. And Kyle sits down next to me, and Kyle looks at me, and he goes, "Yo, Austin." I was like, "What's up, Kyle?" He goes, "You want to do something right now?" I'm like, "Do what?" He goes, "Come to the bathroom with me." I'm like, "Kyle, I don't want to go to the bathroom with you, man. That's just probably not a good idea. I don't know what you're scheming, but no." He goes, "Come on, bro, just do it." Now, the thing about Kyle is Kyle was about to transfer schools. He was transferring schools in a month, so he starts guilting me. "Dude, I'm leaving school in a month. I'm not going to see you for a long time. Like, come on, bro. Like, just come to the bathroom quick. I got something I want to give you." I'm like, "All right, man, fine." So me and him get up. We both go to the bathroom. We were in a class where the teacher didn't really care who went to the bathroom and when. You literally just had to get up and grab the pass and leave. So me and him both got up and grabbed the pass and leave. So me and him both got up and grabbed the singular pass and left. And the teacher didn't say a thing. So after we get the pass, we leave the classroom. We go to the bathrooms. We go into the bathroom. We check if anybody's in there. No one's in there. And Kyle pulls out this bag out of his back pocket filled with mushrooms. And he goes, "You want to do these with me today?" I'm like, "Kyle, we just started the school day, man. Like, school just started, bro. What are you thinking?" He goes, "I'm thinking me and you, Mr. Austin, are about to have a good-ass day. Here you go." And he grabs a handful of them and drops them in my hand. I'm like, "Dude, I can't, man. Like, I haven't done anything in a long time, bro. Like, if I do these right now, I'm about to have a fucked up day." He's like, "Bro, please, for one last just hurrah before I go to the next school, please do this with me." And yeah, I fell into the peer pressure. Now listen, if you're ever in a situation like that where someone's offering you that and they're trying to pressure you to do something that you don't want to do, don't do it, ever, under any circumstances. But yeah, I fell into the peer pressure. Me and Mr. Kyle did the mushrooms together, and I instantly regretted it the minute I ate them. I was like, "Yep, I am not about to have a good day. This is about to be so bad." So fast forward, me and Kyle go back to class. We sit down in class, and I am just freaking out, thinking to myself, like, "Yo, I really hope I don't have a bad trip right now in the middle of a school day. Like, this is not a good idea. Like, why would I do that shit?" And Kyle is just sitting next to me smiling. He's like, "Bro, chill. You're gonna be good." And I can't help but laugh at him because he's just always so chill. And fast forward to the end of class, they start to kick in. We took it at like the beginning of class, and by the end, they were starting to kick in. And by the middle of the next class, they kicked in. I was sitting there staring into the wall, just like completely out of it, and I'm thinking to myself, like, "Yo, this was not a good idea." There was like this really trippy poster on the wall of my history class, and it was moving, and I'm just staring into it, watching it move, and it had ships on it, like in the water, and it looked like the ships were like riding on the water, and I'm just staring into this like it's a movie, and I'm like, "Yep, I'm tripping right now." And then as I'm staring into it, just completely hypnotized by this poster, watching it move, I hear, "Austin?" I look over, and the whole class is staring at me, and my teacher's staring at me, and he goes, "You want to answer the question?" And I'm like, "What'd you ask me?" And he goes, "Come on, you gotta listen. I'll repeat myself one more time." And he asks me the most ridiculous history question. I don't even remember what it was. I just remember that I wasn't prepared to answer it. Like, even if I wasn't on mushrooms, I wasn't prepared for it. So I'm like, "I don't know the answer." And he goes, "Of course you don't, because you're not listening, Austin. You gotta really apply yourself and listen." I'm like, "I'm sorry." He goes, "It's fine, just listen." And yeah, the whole rest of that class, I was just anxious, like looking around, making sure people weren't staring at me. And yeah, I'm just thinking to myself, like, "Yo, I hope I don't get caught right now. Like, I don't want to get caught." And I'm just freaking out. So fast forward to the end of the class, I'm just relieved and just glad that it's done and I can leave, and you know, that no one caught me. And right as I'm about to walk out the door, I was the last person out of the classroom. I hear my history teacher go, "Austin, can I talk to you for a sec?" And I think to myself, "Oh man." So I turn around and I look at him, and everything around him is moving, and I'm like, "Yeah, what's up?" He goes, "You were really out of it in class today. Like, what's going on, man? You seem like just upset or something." I'm like, "No, I'm not upset." He's like, well, what's going on then? Because you were completely out of it. You were staring at the wall the whole class. I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I'm just tired today or something. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm not trying to tell him because if I tell him, he might send me to the office. And he goes, your eyes are really wandering right now. Like, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. He goes, you can tell me anything, man. I won't tell anyone. Don't worry. So I hesitate for a second. And I'm like, I could tell you anything, and you won't tell the main office or the principal? He goes, bro, anything. And I'm like, okay, I'm on mushrooms right now. How about that? He goes, what? I was like, yep. And he goes, seriously? I'm like, yep. And this history teacher, this legend, goes, all right, man, listen, I'm not going to tell anyone about this, but you can't be in school like that, man. Like, you're going to get yourself in trouble. This is not the type of environment for that type of stuff. You got to stop. And he basically goes on like a 2-minute rant about how I need to be better in school and need to not mess around. And I agreed with him. I definitely was messing around too much. And then he ends the conversation by going, okay, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to write you a note saying that you threw up in my class and that you're sick and you need to go home now. You're going to go to the nurse, give her the note, call your mom, get picked up, go home. Like, go home and rest, man. Sleep this off. You'll be okay. I'm like, thank you so much. And yeah, I took this dude's note, went up to the nurse's office, called my mom. I got picked up. And the whole way home, I'm just terrified because it was still in my system and I was still feeling it. And I was in the car with my mom. And she was like, why were you sick? Like, what happened? I was like, I'm not sure. I just got to class and I felt sick. And she's like, well, you just need to rest when we get home, okay? Like, don't play any video games. I'm like, okay. So we get home, and my mom went back to work, and I was home alone. And I literally just played Skate 3 all day. Just chilled and relaxed until it wore off. And yeah, I'm just lucky. The next day, I went back to school, and that same history teacher pulled me aside after class again. And he goes, hey, man, like, how you feeling today? You doing better? I'm like, yeah, I'm good. He goes, good. You're so lucky you didn't get caught yesterday by anybody else. Like, I'm telling you, if the principal would have found out, you would have been kicked out of school immediately. And I was like, yeah, man, I am lucky. Thank you so much. He's like, no problem, anytime. Now do better in my class. I was like, I'll definitely try, thank you. And yeah, basically, that teacher is the MVP of that year for me. But yeah, I got lucky, extremely lucky. Don't ever repeat any of the stuff I just talked about in this story time. But yeah, pretty much everything ended up being okay. Kyle called me that night that I went home and was like, yo, like, what happened with the teacher? Why'd he pull you aside? And I was like, oh, I just told him what happened, and he sent me home. He's like, what? Did you tell him I did him too? I was like, no, man. He goes, all right, good. So yeah, Kyle made it out fine. I made it out fine. Everything was all good. And yeah, I learned my lesson that day. So yeah, moral of this story is, don't be like dumbass Austin and dumbass Kyle. But yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed this story time. If you did enjoy it, please leave a like on the video. I would really appreciate it. Feel free to leave your story times in the comments down below, and subscribe if you're new. I'll see you all later. Peace.
They leave me out for the dead, and now they know their fault. All my texts are unread, that's how I know she's done. My life changing the